50 points so far this game week. I'm still got the Monday night game to go when I'm recording this. Sorry about missing last week's episode. I did record the video, I just didn't get around to editing and uploading it, so sorry about that. That was my bad. So yeah, this game week, really, the only good thing is Alonso and Salah. Not even got the bench to cover Robinson, Hazard and Arnautovic not playing. But yeah, we'll just quickly go back to last week with me missing last week's video. Yeah, 41 points after a wildcard isn't ideal. A bit of unluckiness involved with the benching of Alexander and Knockout. Overall, I was pretty happy with my team, as you saw. I did bank the transfer, mainly because I knew I wanted Mendy for the Southampton game, which is going to be next week, so I just thought I'll bank the transfer, then I can get him in for that. If we do come to this, we can see it's not all been unluckiness with the wildcard, with the likes of Patricio, Doherty, Maddison, Mitrovic and Arnautovic all not performing for me. Hazard as well, not performed in the 2 games that I have owned him, despite punishing me all that time for not owning him. Hopefully Aguero can save my game week tomorrow and get me my first green arrow for like 4 weeks, because last week I stayed pretty stagnant, dropped by about 10k, done about the same so far, but like I said, still got Aguero to play. This team is a bit of a mess, but I'll show you the transfers I'm thinking of now to see how we can potentially save it. Now, my main thing with transfers, like I said, is obviously bringing Mendy in, but the main thing that I want to do also is to get rid of Trent and to get rid of Knockout, which is where I think the mini wildcard needs to come in, because if I'm going to get rid of Knockout, then I need to downgrade one of Maddison, Mitrovic and Arnautovic. Obviously, if Arnautovic ends up being injured, then this will just be Mitrovic instead of Arnautovic. If Hazard's injured, then I'll probably keep Knockout for another week and go Sterling. I'm not going to be bringing Barkley in tonight, unless it's for Maddison, but I'll get onto that later, because I've got so many injuries and his price is probably going to rise tonight. If we look, that's Mendy. If we look at his price, it's probably going to rise tonight, but 0.2 million in the bank, so it doesn't really affect me massively if his price does rise. Strikers, when we're downgrading Mitrovic, it has to be, 0.5 is the budget. The strikers in that range that I like is Success is my favourite one. He's got 2 good fixtures, albeit away fixtures in the next 2, but it's just, is he going to keep his spot when Deeney's back after the next 2? So just bring him for 2 away games and then have him cause me a headache when he gets dropped. He's just, too much of a rotation risk, but if he does, become a regular starter, even when Deeney comes back, then for 4.5 million, he's going to be a real gem, because I do really like the look of him. Deporte at Huddersfield, another option, very similar stats to Vokes, but I just think I trust Vokes a lot more, and I think Vokes has the slightly better fixtures as well, at least over the next 3 anyway. Basically, bringing Barkley in for the -4 is basically just so I don't have to play Doherty. Don't really want to be doubling up on Wolves for the Tottenham games. So this Barkley move basically just all comes down to, is Barkley going to outscore Doherty by 4 points? Maybe not. That's something that I'd have all week to decide, but Barkley is a nice punt. He's only owned by like 3% of the game. It's something that I do think could really boost my rank, and what's an extra 4 points when I'm already this far behind, so I think I probably would go for that -4. Now, a way to get both Mendy and Barkley in for free is to sell Maddison, which prior to the crash, I would have been very for, because there seems to be a bit of in-house fighting with Puel, with the Leicester players, so I wouldn't have been against selling Maddison despite his good fixtures. However, I think when Vardy came on, Leicester looked very lively, albeit against 10 men, and also with them having good fixtures. And I do think with this unfortunate helicopter crash, I do think they will all band together and go on a good run, so I'm not really in favour of selling Maddison, despite the fact he's not been performing for me the past 2 games. And when we're funding the move to Mendy, one of Maddison, Mitrovic or Arnautovic has got to go. And Mitrovic, well, not just Mitrovic, Fulham as a whole, obviously Mitrovic not scoring in 4 games, but Fulham have just, and Mitrovic too, have really just been off the boil the past 4 games. Now, despite Mitrovic being poor, like I just mentioned, he does play Huddersfield, albeit away this week, so there is the temptation to give him one last chance before moving him on, and that would be to do this. However, this would give me no bench, and then next week I would downgrade Mitrovic to a cheaper striker, and then the week after I would upgrade one of my 4.3s and although that does let me keep Mitrovic for another week, like I said, Mitrovic, he's in poor form, and it would leave me with no bench, and obviously I've been punished the past 2 weeks for not having a very strong bench, so it's very unlikely that I do this, but it does give me more time to decide which one out of the three has to leave my team long term.